On the night of October 9, 1963, a wall of water taller than a skyscraper tore through the Vajont Valley in northern Italy. Within minutes, entire towns were erased. Nearly 2,000 people were dead. And yet, the dam itself never collapsed. This was not a natural disaster. It was a man-made catastrophe, caused not by failure of concrete, but failure of judgment. This is the story of the Vajont Dam Disaster, and the warnings that were ignored. A monument to modern engineering in the late 1950s. Italy was rebuilding after World War II. Industry was booming. Electricity demand was soaring. The answer, engineers believed, was hydroelectric power. In a narrow gorge near Mount Toc, construction began on what would become one of the tallest dams in the world. The Vajont Dam, rising 261 meters above the valley floor. Technically, it was a masterpiece, an elegant concrete arch designed to withstand enormous pressure. But the real danger wasn't the dam. It was the mountain beside it. The mountain that spoke. Mount Toc had a reputation long before construction began. Locals called it Il Monte Cammina, the walking mountain. For centuries, landslides had scarred its slopes. Geologists warned that the valley was unstable. Cracks appeared. Small slides occurred during early reservoir filling, but the warnings were dismissed. Engineers believed they could control nature by slowly filling and draining the reservoir to stabilize the slope. On paper, it made sense. In reality, it was a fatal miscalculation. The warning signs multiply as water levels rose. The mountain began to move. Sensors recorded shifts, centimeters at first, then meters. Villagers reported rumbling sounds from the earth. Cracks widened. By 1963, the slope was creeping at an alarming rate. Still, officials insisted the situation was under control. They believed that even if a landslide occurred, the dam would hold. They were right about one thing. The dam did hold. The night everything changed at 10:39 p.m. On October 9, 1963, the mountain finally gave way. An estimated 260 million cubic meters of rock, nearly the entire side of Mount Toc, collapsed into the reservoir at over 100 kilometers per hour. The impact displaced the water instantly. A megawave, over 250 meters high, surged upward, overtopping the dam in seconds. Water didn't break the dam. It leaped over it. The valley is erased. The wall of water rushed down the valley at unimaginable speed. The town of Longarone was obliterated in seconds. Villages like Pirago, Rivalta, and Villanova vanished. Families were asleep. There was no warning, no escape. When morning came, the valley was silent. Nearly 2,000 people were dead. Many never recovered. The dam stood intact above the devastation, a chilling symbol of the tragedy. Who was responsible? In the aftermath, officials initially blamed nature, but the evidence told a different story. Engineers had known the mountain was unstable. Reports had warned of a massive landslide scenario, even predicting wave overtopping. Those warnings were ignored, minimized, or buried. The disaster wasn't unforeseeable. It was foreseen and allowed to happen. The trial and the truth years later. Survivors and families demanded justice. In 1968, several officials and engineers were convicted of manslaughter. The ruling confirmed what many already knew. This was not an accident. It was a failure of responsibility, ethics, and humility. Profit, pride, and faith in technology had overridden human safety. Lessons written in water, the Vajont disaster reshaped engineering standards worldwide. It taught a brutal lesson. A structure can be perfect and still be part of a catastrophe. Nature does not negotiate, and warnings, when ignored, become epitaphs. A silent memorial today. The Vajont Dam still stands. Below it lies a rebuilt Longarone. Quiet, orderly, respectful. No grand monument can capture what was lost, but the valley remembers. And so should we. The Vajont tragedy was not caused by water, rock, or concrete. It was caused by certainty, by the belief that humans always know better. History reminds us, sometimes painfully, that we do not.